Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Marisol. Today I'd like to share how I organize my memorabilia for Project Life. Currently I'm working in a 9x12 album and I work monthly. I used to work weekly, and I will talk about how I used this system to store my memorabilia while I was working in a weekly Project Life album. The first thing I do is I print out a year at a glance. I punch holes into this and put it in the beginning of my album. I'll refer back to it as needed to determine what day of the week it was. I printed this out from Paper Trail Design, and I will leave her website down below. She has a variety of styles that you can choose from, and they're free. I chose a watercolor flower pattern for 2021. The second thing I do is I print out the 12 months. I then put them in a page protector. Each will go in its own page protector. I recommend that you think about where you currently store memorabilia. Where is the memorabilia coming from? The mail, your kids' book bags, and think about where you would put something like this. Essentially, what I do is I put this in the kitchen on the computer desk that I have in there, and whenever I receive a piece of memorabilia that I want to add into my album, I stick it into the back side of this page protector. So for you, think about where that area would be. At the end of every month, I bring it down to my craft room, and I have a special place for them in my craft room, and when I go to work in my album, I reached for this so that I can incorporate the memorabilia into my spreads. Another tip is to use a date stamp. A date stamp, or just a pen, you could you want to use it for the purpose of dating the memorabilia. If you want to specifically add that memorabilia in a certain week, then having the date on the memorabilia is really, really helpful. You could also use a post-it note and then write the date of for the memorabilia. If you are creating in a weekly format, I want to give you a couple options. There are calendars that you can print that have the week number on there. If you wanted, you could just use this and then write the week number yourself. And you could still use this same system, but what I would recommend is that you use a post-it note and write week 1, week 2, week 3, and then attach that to the memorabilia as a reminder of which week you want to add that memorabilia into. So there's that. I've been using this system for quite some time now. I think back in even as early as back as 2017. Like, here's one from 2017. This is another option for printing your calendar. This is from the website timeanddate.com. This has the national holidays on there and the week number. So if you're using a weekly format, this might work for you. Another tip is about oversized memorabilia. If you have oversized memorabilia, I recommend taking a picture of it and noting it on your calendar. For example, this is a birthday crown for my son when he turned 6. I would write pic of birthday crown January 11th. And that reminds me that I can go back to my camera roll, look up January 11th, and print out the picture of this so that I can put it in my spread. I prefer, now that I have been doing this for so long not to use the actual memorabilia for some things. These things may not be acid free, they may deteriorate over time, and they take up a lot of space and can be kind of bulky. So I prefer taking a picture of most things and then adding the picture into the album instead. And that is it. A very simple way of trying to organize your memorabilia for your Project Life album. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Bye.